I'm Ryan Henning. I go to Lincoln High School. I'm a senior, been a 3-year varsity starter, and I'm committed to the Air Force Academy for football.
Alright, I want to start off with the Air Force Academy. What was the recruitment part? What was that like with the recruitment, and what made you want to commit to the Air Force Academy?
So it was actually kind of weird because one day Coach Campbell, he DM'd me on Twitter and he told me to stand up and put a ruler or a tape measure on the door, and I stand up, get my height, and then I had to do the same thing with my arms, my hands. It was quite the process. And then he got back to me and said he'll get me evaluated. It was a couple weeks. I was like, oh, I thought something happened. Then he came to our school. He texted me. I met him. He said they were really close to offering me, but they just wanted to see a little bit more from me. I was like, all right, perfect, I can do that. Just tell me how and when. So fast forward a month, maybe a month and a half or two, gives me a call out of the blue at 7. Still remember the time, it was 7 p.m. I answer it. I'm in my head, I'm oh, am I about to get an offer or whatever? I answer the phone, I'm talking, he just telling me about the Air Force Academy and what it's like being an officer. And then he just got to the point and offered me. I remember running downstairs telling my dad, and he was crying, and my whole entire family was just super happy for me. I told my friends, and then that night I went and worked out with my buddy Thomas, our quarterback, and receiver one, Hayden Dotson, and we were just working out. It was a great workout. We hung out for a while. We all went and got some food. We went to In-N-Out. And yeah, that was pretty much the story of getting the offer from Air Force. And then ultimately why I chose the Air Force Academy was because ever since I was ever since I was really young, it was never about, oh, let's get as many offers. It's always about finding the right place to go. And I always felt and I was talking to my family, and I feel the Air Force Academy was just the best place for me. I mean, my grandparents were all in the military. My dad's dad, my dad's stepdad was in the military. Their dads were in the military. My dad grew up in the military kind of life, so he knows kind of how everything is. So I'm pretty excited about that, and I felt that was just the right place to go.
Do you think your parents and your family influenced you, being in a military family? What made you?
I feel that definitely played a part in my decision, but I don't think that it was a huge influence, because my dad's always told me it was my decision where I wanted to go to college. It was all up to me. So I mean, that definitely played a part in it, but I definitely feel I just wanted to go there. I just felt it was my place. It was gonna be my home one day.
Mm-hmm. You've told me before that you almost played linebacker. What was going through your head, and what made you want to play running back basically full time?
Alright, so when I was a little kid, growing up in Pop Warner, I was really, really good at defense. That was my spot. And then all throughout Pop Warner, that was where people would tell me, oh, you're super good, that's where you're gonna go to college for. But I mean, I've always liked running back, so I always played it. I always had fun playing running back. But I definitely felt for a long time I thought I was pretty dead set on playing defense, until probably the end of my freshman year, going into my sophomore year. The whole coaching staff at Lincoln, or the previous coaching staff at Lincoln, now the 12 Bridges Rhinos coaching staff, they pretty much told me that running back was kind of my spot, and I started kind of realizing that I wasn't getting as tall as everyone. People were starting to catch up, and I wasn't really growing as much as everybody else. So I was all right, then I'm just going to go all in on it, and that's just where I decided to play. And then fast forward a couple of years, it's worked out well. At first, my dad was pretty upset about it. He did not like the fact of me playing offense over linebacker, defense, but I felt that was just what I had to do to play at the next level.
I want to go over your stats 138 carries. These are rushing stats. 138 carries, 878 rushing yards, 79 yards per game, and 9 rushing touchdowns. What are your goals this season? After last year, you split reps.
Yeah, I didn't.
Gabe Burns.
Yeah, I didn't really start touching the ball until, unfortunately, Gabe Burns got injured. Week 9, week 10.
Yeah, last home game against Nevada Union.
He got injured, and then I started getting first running back carries those last 3 games we had. I think I had like almost 500 yards in the last 3 games of the season where I was the main running back. So just taking like that and we were playing like that was probably arguably the toughest part of our schedule, playing Manteca and Christian Brothers. So just thinking like that, like, oh, I did that when I was really getting the carries that I'm going to be getting this season. So I'm thinking this season I want to get over 2,000 rushing yards. And my biggest goal is to break the Lincoln touchdown record, which is 37 held by Ryan Brand back in 2016, I believe. So that's definitely my goal this season.
Mm-hmm. And then for this team, you guys lost a lot of seniors. It's basically a brand new O-line, a lot of new people. How do you guys plan on replacing all those seniors?
You can't really replace them. I mean, they're all, like a lot of them, they're irreplaceable, but we got to do what we can do. And I feel like we're definitely going to be a really good team this year. Without the seniors, it's hard to say how we would like kind of move on without them. And I definitely feel like we have moved on, but we can never replace the seniors. They were quite the players, but I definitely feel like my line this year, anchored by our blind side, Jay Sordaway is definitely going to be a big time player coming off an ACL injury. Unfortunately, we lost one of our guards, Kevin Mendoza, to I think he broke his spine. So luckily he can still walk and do everything, but he's not playing this year. But we're returning Simon Barrows. He's going to be really, really good for us. We brought up Mac Drennan. He's going to be a big-time sophomore. I definitely feel like in a couple years he will be getting some college football attention. And then guards, we got Frank Warner, senior. He's going to have a big season, strong, fast. Then we also got, for our right guard, we got Issy Moa back. He's big. He's like 6'2", 6'3", 280-pound guard, defensive tackle. He's definitely going to make a big impact on our team this year.
What do you think? We're going to talk about Thomas a bit. From a long line of quarterbacks, originally it was going to be Dakota Perry, but he moved away. How do you think Thomas has stepped up in being in this now line of 0 quarterbacks from JT Lewis to Johnny Bowser and now Thomas Mukai?
I feel like Thomas is a really, really good quarterback. He's definitely stepped up. I remember back when my freshman year, I was playing JV with Dakota before he went back down to freshman. I remember they had Thomas playing quarterback that year for the freshman team. He hated it. He did not want to play quarterback. But I think his sophomore year, Dakota left. He really kind of embraced the role and started running off with it. He started learning how to throw better. He got his mechanics right. And I definitely feel like he'll be a big-time quarterback, big-time Lincoln quarterback, one of the better quarterbacks in the area this year.
Mm-hmm. I want to talk about a lot of athletes don't know how to take care of their body. So I want you to talk about your nutrition and basically how do you recover from a very intense sport and intense position at running back.
Diet's extremely important. I try to personally eat pretty clean, but I also got to eat enough food to not lose weight throughout the season, because that's a big problem with playing a spot like running back. Is the more you run, you're just burning off weight, and that weight could have been used to maybe break an extra tackle or fall forward a couple extra yards. So the biggest thing about playing a position like running back in terms of nutrition wise is definitely you got to eat a lot, you got to eat the right stuff, can't be going getting McDonald's. That's not gonna work. You gotta be eating chicken, rice, broccoli, something like that, something healthy, but you gotta eat a lot of it. And in terms of recovery, personally, I take ice baths after every practice, no matter how intense it is, just so the next day I'm feeling recovered. Another thing I'll do is if I'm having like an ankle problem or muscle problem, I'll make sure to ice it, rest it, elevate it, do whatever it takes to be able to play on Friday, be able to practice with the team during the week. That's pretty much what I do for my recovery, I'd say.
And then I want to talk about your mindset, because from what I've seen, you've had a very strong mindset. You have a big goal in beating Rand's record. I just want to know, how has this mindset, what has been your mindset that has shaped you into the player you are today?
My mindset's always been to be the best at everything I do. Whether that's trying to be the best in my class, which a lot of times is pretty hard to do because there's some really smart people at Lincoln. It's always trying to be the best, I guess, like the best at whatever I do. Sometimes I'm not going to be able to be the best, but I always strive to be the best. And I feel like just always wanting to be better, be a better version of myself. And sports and school definitely helped me become the player I am today, because if I wasn't always hungry to be the best person on my team or I don't even know, like, just everything I do I want to be number one at. A lot of times, like I said, a lot of times that doesn't happen, but it's just always trying to be the best version of myself is probably why I'm the player I am today.
Do you have any mentors? And then what happened to you?
Yeah, I think one of my biggest mentors is Cy Zeta. He was strength coach for a couple of the really good Del Oro teams back in the day and coached here at Lincoln a couple of years. He's definitely a big mentor of mine. He played D1 football as a fullback. Then he moved. He didn't get drafted, but he was signed to I think he was a NFL trainee, so he was on like the practice squad for a little bit for the Raiders. He's legit, and he's definitely made me the athlete I am today. Without his training, I don't think I'd be able to do the things I do on the football field. Like, the stuff he does for me is incredible, just to say that. And he's always been there for me. Like, if I'm having a bad day or something, he's always there. Like, he makes sure I'm staying on my stuff and like making sure I'm not falling off the path. Ultimately, making sure I'm just staying on the path and the course I need to go to achieve in this game and in life, I would say.
That's good. Who do you think you emulate most at running back?
You see, I would say I run. That's a hard question, because there's a lot of really good running backs that I feel like I take their part of. But I feel like the running back I most feel like I modeled my game after was Darren McFadden back when he was in college. The way he would just get the ball, he would take one cut and he would be off to the races. He'd split defenders like it was nothing, and I try to replicate that. I mean, he was a dog.
Do you have any superstitions on game day?
I'm a little superstitious. Like, so sometimes on game day, I feel like if I don't wear like two pairs, so I always wear two pairs of socks underneath my socks. So I wear like a short no-show sock, and then I wear another like long sock or whatever underneath. And I don't know, for some reason I always feel like that always makes me play better. And I feel like if I talk to anybody, or if like I don't know, like I feel like if I do anything before game day, I just feel like it's just not gonna go good. Like another actually funny thing is I feel like if I drink water sometimes before like a game, I feel like I play a little bit worse. So I don't know, it's a real superstitious thing, I feel like.